Recently, Erykah Badu stopped by The Breakfast Club for a full 1 hour interview. And I would play some clips of it on my channel, but because The Breakfast Club likes to copyright strike it, I'll pretty much just talk about what went on for my portion of this video. Now, at some parts of the video, Erykah Badu talked about getting a hard time for having 3 kids by 3 different men. And she said that she didn't plan it that way, but she's not going to let it stop her from living her best life. And this is an argument that I have heard from a lot of single moms, especially in the last 10 years, where a lot of men have been challenging women on their habits or, let's say, decision making. And I came across a good video on this topic by TikToker Sansaray, who is also a single mom, 2 kids by 2 different men. And she explained her situation in this way.
A lot of men out there that believe that single mothers should lower their standards because they also believe the false premise that our standards were low before we ended up having a baby by someone who did not marry us. It never occurs to these men that something must have been really wrong for the relationship to be over. No single mother pitched a tent in front of Target at 3 a.m. so she can stand in line on Black Friday to make sure she bought single motherhood at discount prices. This is not something we wanted to do. I apologize. I'm sorry you a little bit confused, but there's no way in fucking hell I'm gonna lower my standards after the last man I dated didn't live up to them. Y'all act like y'all know zero about growth. You're thinking in the back of your mind, oh, you should have picked the right man the first time. That's not how that works, sir. You really think a man who is manipulative, a liar, and a cheater got a neon sign on his forehead that say, don't fuck with me? I'm sorry, that's not how that works. Most men who ain't shit are not just going to walk up to a woman and say, I ain't shit, have my baby. I take accountability all day for making a poor choice in a man. And in order for me to continue to do so, I have to prove that I learned the lesson by setting the boundaries and having the higher standards. That's how we show that we're not going to make the same mistake twice. And the mistake is never our kids. It is always the poor choice in man.
So she said that, despite being a single mom, what woman wants to get with a man and have a baby by him and him not be there anymore? Like, she didn't plan it this way. And sometimes it's just a mistake because, these guys don't come on when they meet these ladies and have a sign on their head that says ain't about ish as a guy, right? But then when you look at Erykah Badu, it's not that you had 1 kid by 1 guy and that was it. That could have been a mistake. But then there's 2 guys and there's 3. One with Andre 3000, another with Jay Electronica, and the oldest rapper or the oldest child, the DOC. Okay. And my issue is that with the ladies that are in this situation, many of them that I've come across, when you see it on Kendra G's show and stuff like that, you'll see some of these ladies asking for a lot from a man. They'll be saying like, okay, look, I want to have a guy that has no kids. And, even though I have 3 kids, a lot of these demands will be outrageous, right? And the women, when they're making these demands, they really don't understand what men are looking for. And to be honest, they don't care. But I want to play this really good video that I found from this sister by the name of Telsa Vision. Guys, go over there and subscribe to her channel. And the name of her video that I'm going to be talking about is called Young Ladies, Let's Talk About Having Multiple Baby Daddies. I'm going to play that here and then come back.
Can I have a conversation with you ladies? Now, I don't talk about anything that I haven't been through, but let's talk about multiple baby daddies. And I'm going to speak to the younger girls right now that are having multiple baby daddies. And you're wondering why you cannot get a good man. Well, first of all, it's people out here that teach their kids, their sons, not to deal with women that have multiple baby daddies. I mean, they're to be with one woman and they're to have all their kids by that particular woman. Now, you got 4, 5, 6, 7, different baby daddies, and it's for the men too, but right now I'm just chilling with the women. All these baby daddies, and then you sit up there and you expect a man to come and rescue you when you made a lot of bad decisions. First, let me tell you how multiple baby daddies look to a really good man. It looks like you're inconsistent. You do not like to commit. You're spontaneous. You have unprotected sex. And you're very selfish because you're not even thinking about the kids. You have 4, 5, 6 different baby daddies. That's 4, 5, 6 different personalities in one household. And what if one baby daddy wants to take care of the kid more than the other kids' fathers? Then what? Now you're causing that's causing division within the household with the other kids. It causes jealousy and it causes hate. I'm just gonna call it out like it is. I know a lot of y'all don't want to hear this, but sometimes when you've made so many bad mistakes, you just have to wait till your kids get grown and find a man to just love you for you, or you have to be willing to take on another man with multiple baby mamas. You can't be looking down on nobody else that got a whole bunch of baby mamas when you got a lot of baby daddies. And then you say, but his baby mamas cause problems. I got my baby daddies under control. Yeah, right. You attract what you are, ladies. I'm sorry. That's just how the universe works. You attract what you are. There is a very small percentage of women that will find a man that will actually come and save them. He really has no reason to come and help you clean up your mess.
You see, she said a lot of things that needed to be said, which is something that a lot of times if men say it, it's like, okay, you're disparaging women, you're being a misogynist. But the reality is what it is, okay? Back in the 70s and 80s, it was more, maybe I won't call it advantageous, but it was more normality or more normal for a man to have kids and then a woman to have kids, or a man to have no kids and move in and marry a woman that had no kids. And in the black community, it was kind of like that, right? Brothers was okay with being stepfathers, but that was also a time where you could buy a house for a lot cheaper. Your money went a long way in comparison to today. School wasn't as expensive as it is today. The economies boomed, in greater periods in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, a little bit a decline. But still, relative to today, you have more purchasing power in comparison to men of today. Dealing with a woman that has multiple kids for a lot of guys, is a big red flag. And you can justify it for what you want to say. Like, Erykah Badu was saying something like, sad music, love is a chemical thing. We fall in love. I think God makes us fall in love just long enough to get pregnant so that we could go ahead and procreate, keep the race going, and then that dies down, and then everything else is on you. I mean, it's stupid stuff like this that doesn't make any sense that she's talking about, that nobody understands. And what people want to be able to do is to do whatever the hell they want to do and live their best life. But when you're living your best life, that don't mean everybody else is living their best life. It's actually slowing things down. Like, kids need to have a child don't need to see that their mama got 3 different baby daddies. And then when you're 51, you're dealing with somebody that's young enough to be your son, and he don't even want you because you don't have no real infrastructure in your life. So your kids come out to not be as productive or anything like that, which is very true. And then when you want to date somebody, and when you're in that particular state, a lot of the successful men out here don't take you serious. And that's something that a lot of young ladies out here believe that, hey, well, my kids are a gift from God. And it very could be, even though God said you need to be married before you start having kids, but it's okay. You do whatever you want to do. You can feel your kids are a gift from God. Santa Claus gave them to you. You got them on a gift card or whatever. However you feel about it is your business, right? That don't mean that somebody else feel your kids from gift from God, boo. That's something you need to understand. A lot of guys don't know you, don't know your kids, all right? And when they're looking at them, they're looking at them as a bill, all right? As something that's going to take away resources. crazy baby daddies. Okay, little kids talking about anger music. You ain't my daddy. Who you think you are,
son? Yo, son, what's up? What?
You're not my dad. You also hear something ugly ass fucking noodle.
like all of that. Like nobody got time for that. So if you don't get your stuff together and you're not eligible for a good man's gonna pass you by. And here's the ultimate thing. There are a lot of women without kids out here that are looking to take your place. It's the truth. No decent man is gonna sit around and wait for you to get it together. Nowhere in the world. Okay? Unless he's frozen in time or something like that, which don't even exist. No man worth his weight in gold is gonna be sitting around that got options talking about, wait, you got how many kids by how many different dudes? And you expect me to do what? They won't even laugh at you. They're not even gonna talk to you back. You're joking now. You're not being serious. It's all the guys. So Erykah Badu can say, hey, I didn't plan it, but it's there. So if you didn't plan it, how did you keep making the same mistake? So you don't care. So a guy that got something to lose is gonna be like, well, this lady keep making bad decisions. Let me stay away. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again. Another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. We're out.